What's up guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video, my friends, we're going to be going ahead and having a look at 10 skins that used to be tryhard in Fortnite. So usually we talk about Fortnite skins that are tryhard, but we're going back in time here and looking at some of the most tryhard skins that we've ever seen from Fortnite, over the 9 seasons that we've had so far in the game. So ladies and gentlemen, if you guys do remember any of these skins on the list, make sure you do smash the like button as well as subscribe to the channel, and also be sure to stay up to date with all my videos by chucking on that notification bell. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, without waiting any longer, I think we should go ahead and pop into this video and begin in the number 10 spot. Alright, beginning in the number 10 spot, this is actually probably the most recent skin on this list that went from being tryhard to, not tryhard at all in the space of one day. So this is actually the July 4th skins, and basically how I got most of these skins on this list is I went back to some of my old videos from like Season 2, Season 3, Season 4, and had a look at some of the skins that I talked about in those videos that were really tryhard. And, I talked about the July 4 skins a lot, and, I remember there was so much hype around these skins because they were really, really rare. They only released on July 4th. I believe it was like July 4th and July 5th or something. They released for like 2 days, and they're gone forever. And not forever, for like an entire year, they were gone. And, they did just release a couple of days ago. And, they're not really rare anymore, but they were some of the most tryhard skins because of their rarity. And, of course, they're not really rare now because everyone's got them. And, when everyone has them, it's not really as tryhard as when it's really rare. So that is there in the number 10 spot with the July 4th skins. Now, if you guys have been playing the game for a while now, you'd know probably the most hyped up skin of all time is the Skull Trooper. Now, the Skull Trooper, this used to be probably the most tryhard skin, around Season 2 and stuff, and Season 3 when, tryhard skins were only, just starting to become a thing, I guess, and people that, been playing the game for a long time, when the game was starting to get really popular, there was a lot of people that had, these OG skins, I guess, from, Season 1, and, games were just flooded. If you ever saw someone using, a Skull Trooper or a Ghoul Trooper, it would just be the scariest thing. But I think the Skull Trooper, not really tryhard anymore. Of course, it did re-release. It's not really as hyped up anymore. And, all the skins on this list, they don't really have to be rare to be tryhard. Some of them have just, just disappeared for no reason. Just become not tryhard anymore for no reason. But this Skull Trooper skin, it became, not really tryhard just after it re-released, I believe. However, still the purple Skull Trooper is really tryhard. But I think, the Skull Trooper as a whole, even if you see one in game, it's like, they're not the best player, and I've got the purple Skull Trooper, so it's not a tryhard skin, and it's there in the number 9 spot. Alright guys, in the next spot we have the Season 4 Tier 100 skin. Now, this skin is actually going to be the Omega. Now, the Omega, I still think, it's not really as tryhard anymore, but, at the very start of Season 4, if you had the Omega already, you were the best player going around because, you would have had to buy the entire battle pass. But, the thing is, I was expecting the Mega to, stop becoming tryhard as people unlocked it, but it just seemed to get more tryhard and more tryhard, even going in towards the end of Season 4 and the start of Season 5. But it seems, as of recent, maybe the last couple of seasons, this skin has died off a little bit. It's not really as tryhard anymore, I don't think. But, back, at the start of Season 4, this used to be the most tryhard, and, definitely, when you saw people running around with the, max style with, different purple colors on their Omega, in Season 4, you knew that you were coming up across an absolute god player. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is there in the number 8 spot with the Omega. Next up, we have another skin that did re-release this year, and this is actually the Sergeant Green Clover. The Sergeant Green Clover was just one of those skins, that no one had. And if you saw this skin in-game, before St. Patrick's Day this year, you would be pretty scared because the Sergeant Green Clover was on all my tryhard skin lists, back over the past year, I would say, because, it was a really rare skin. That's towards the end of last year, this was one of the rarest skins going around in the game. And, ever since it did re-release, it would have been, I don't even know, probably, was it February this year or something? Yeah, it just hasn't been tryhard anymore. So it definitely is a skin that used to be tryhard in Fortnite, especially the pickaxe as well, the Pot of Gold pickaxe. That used to be also one of the most tryhard pickaxes in the game. And this whole St. Patrick's Day set was just very tryhard. But of course, now it has re-released, which you know, not many people use this skin in game anymore, and if they do, they're probably not going to be tryhard anyway. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is that spot on the list. All right, moving on to the number 6 spot. This one is, you know, going way back in time. Now, this was like on my first tryhard skin video, and this is actually going to be the Bright Bomber. I think the Bright Bomber was, you know, one of those OG tryhard skins. Like, you know, one of the first tryhard skins ever in the game was the Bright Bomber. It was just one of those skins that, you know, everyone that was good at the game was using. There was no real reason behind it. It wasn't a rare skin. It was just, you know, I guess people saw streamers using it, so people that wanted to be like pro streamers and stuff started using it, and it just became a trend where this was one of the most, you know, tryhard skins in the game, and then people started to catch on to it, and then everyone started buying it. And, you know, it just really did die off a lot. It's not really tryhard at all anymore. Like, no one uses the Bright Bomber anymore. Why use the Bright Bomber when you can use the Beach Bomber, the Dark Bomber? There's so many other skins. But, yeah, the Bright Bomber, one of the original tryhard skins there. Definitely not tryhard anymore. But, you know, back in the day, probably around Season 2, Season 3, this was up there as one of the most tryhard skins in the game. All right, we're at the halfway point of the list right now. In the number 5 spot, we've got the Reaper. So this is the John Wick skin. Not the actual John Wick skin, as it's so confusing now, like the Season 3 Tier 100 Battle Pass skin, that John Wick skin. So, yeah, this was also, along with the Bright Bomber, another one of the original tryhard skins. You know, I remember back in the start of Season 3, it was kind of like the same situation as the Omega. If you had the Reaper, the John Wick, you would just be, you know, public enemy number 1. Those memes, if you guys remember those memes of when you shoot once at a John Wick and then he just builds and builds and builds, you know, that was, you know, just, this is really what sparked this massive trend in, like, you know, tryhard skin videos and stuff. And, yeah, I thought, you know, as, you know, people unlock the Tier 100 skin in Season 3, I thought that, you know, it would become less tryhard, but it just felt like it became more tryhard. And even going into Season 4, the John Wick was one of the most tryhard skins in the game, but, you know, as of recent, it has definitely died off a lot. It's not really tryhard anymore, as, you know, everyone was rocking this. And this was around the same time that back blings were first introduced in the game as well. So if you're, you know, rocking the John Wick and the Love Wings, you were public enemy number 1. You were the tryhard, the most tryhard player going around in the lobby if you were rocking that combo. But yeah, that is in our number 5 spot, ladies and gentlemen. All right, number 4. This was, you know, this was like the first, like, really rare skin that re-released in the game. This was a skin that everyone was after. The number 4 spot is the Red Knight, ladies and gentlemen. Now, like, I remember there was so much hype around this. I think it was, you know, maybe the end of Season 3 or the start of Season 4 or something that the Red Knight did re-release. And it first released in, like, Season 2. And, you know, there was just so much hype around this skin. People, like, saying it's coming back and stuff. And, you know, there was just, this was the most tryhard skin going around because everyone wanted it. And if you had it, you were showing off. You were, you know, cranking your 90s, even though that wasn't even a thing back then. But, you know, you were going ham. You were popping off. You were being a tryhard in game back when you were using this. But then it did re-release. And even when it re-released in the item shop, it felt like, you know, only tryhard still bought the skin. And it was just one of the most tryhard skins going around during its time. I'm sure you guys can remember when the Red Knight was one of the most tryhard skins going around. Now, it's not really a tryhard skin. Everyone's really got the Red Knight in their locker, don't they? You know, there's so many people that have the Red Knight in the locker. It's, you know, it's still one of the best skins in the game, in my opinion. But definitely not as tryhard as it used to be. All right, another number 3 spot, guys, was probably the most tryhard skin in the game until about December last year. And you guys know, you know, what happens around December time. This is Christmas time, and the number 3 spot is the Nogops. The Nogops was, you know, one of the most tryhard skins ever. And, you know, I would still say, you know, if you're rocking Nogops in game around November last year, you were the best player going around. Like, there was just so many tryhards rocking the Nogops, man. It was insane. And of course, it did re-release in Christmas time last year. So, you know, everyone bought the Nogops. Literally, because the Nogops are so cheap. I remember when it did re-release in the item shop, everyone bought it. It was absolutely crazy. And, you know, everyone bought it. It's not really tryhard anymore, seeing as though everyone's got the skin. But, you know, it used to be definitely one of the most tryhard, if not the most tryhard skin ever in the game towards the end of last year. All right, the number 2 spot, I still think, you know, it is still one of the rarest skins in the game at the moment. But, you know, it doesn't seem to be very tryhard. Not many people rock it, you know. I don't know what's up with this skin, but the number 2 spot is the Black Knight. back in Season 2, you know, I remember playing, and I wanted the Black Knight so much. I was grinding out. I was playing the game like every day, just trying to grind at XP so I could get the Black Knight. And I remember, you know, if you didn't have the Black Knight and you were playing so much, and you saw someone with the Black Knight in Season 2 already because, you know, they either bought all the tiers or they just grinded so much, you would be scared because the Black Knight, you know, even going into Season 3, because not many people, even if you were playing in Season 2, tell me if this was any of you guys in the comment section below, you know, there was no way of, like, you couldn't just do challenges. You had to be, like, playing every day. The only challenges you could do were daily challenges. You couldn't do weekly challenges because that wasn't even a thing in Season 2. So you had to be doing daily challenges, so you had to be playing every day. So if you take a couple weeks break, you know, you probably miss out on getting the tier 70 Black Knight skin, which probably happened to a lot of people. And, you know, that's why I still think, even going into Season 3 and stuff, the Black Knight was one of the most tryhard skins in the game, especially during Season 2 and stuff as well. And for some reason, it has died down a bit now, and it's not really tryhard anymore for some reason. Don't know why. It's still rare, but it's just not tryhard, and it's in the number 2 spot. And finally, in the number 1 spot, this skin was an absolute plague that was cast over the entire game. Every second skin you saw was using this skin, but for some reason, they were all just absolute tryhards. It was insane. This is, in the number 1 spot, the soccer skins. I think, you know, in Season 9, there's still the odd, you know, tryhard soccer skin out there, but I definitely don't think it's as bad. I wouldn't even classify it as a tryhard skin anymore. But, you know, this used to be horrible. The soccer skins used to be, like, kind of rare, so everyone was just rocking it, and it was just absolutely horrible. Then it re-released, and then every single sweat in the game bought the soccer skin. And, you know, it was a scary time. These were scary times during Fortnite. Like, you know, you had every man and his dog rocking the soccer skins. It was scary. You know, you were getting outbuilt. You know, they were the dark ages. But, you know, thank God Fortnite has kind of improved, and you don't have every second person rocking a soccer skin. I still think these skins look amazing, but they're definitely not as tryhard as they used to be. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to go ahead and conclude my video. If you did enjoy, make sure you do smash the like button as well, subscribe to the channel, and also chuck on the notification bell to stay up to date with all of my videos coming in the future. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.